Hey everybody, welcome to P-Dub's Arcade Loft. Hey, I'm super exhausted, super tired. Only have time for a quick video update on where we at with the puzzle that is the new PCB board that comes with the Arcade1up machines that you can purchase at Costco, Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man. If you watch the other videos, we've been doing all kinds of things trying to figure out what these boards are all about and the new features. Obviously the easiest one and one of the coolest ones is the audio jack, where you can now plug in your own speakers. Did a video on that the other day. What's cool about that is you get some speakers and then, you know, mount them on the H panel or throw them on the front panel here and down here, of course. And then of course, you know, you throw some graphics on, and because you got the light up marquee, although it's not the greatest. I mean, I like it, but probably because I don't have very many light up marquees, so I haven't accumulated a lot of the aftermarket ones that some of the other guys have. So I like just having a light up marquee. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just the fact that it lights up to me looks great. Anywho, so playing around with this bad boy today, I got good news for you. Finally figured out the toggle switch, as silly as that sounds. In my last video, I had mentioned that I had the machine and I was flipping the toggle switch, which of course is located right here. It's set to on right now. I had switched that toggle switch to off and on, off and on. Nothing happened. The marquee stayed on. The monitor stayed on. Nothing happened. So, you know, sometimes it's the easiest things in the world that you discover. You know, because unfortunately when you buy the Costco bundle, in the instruction guide there's photos of the new PCB board and the new buttons and ports and all that kind of stuff on it, but it doesn't actually tell us anything in there about what the functionality of those are. So we've been trying to plug and play and figure it all out. Anywho, so finally figured out the toggle switch, and it's kind of funny when it's set to on and when you turn the machine on, of course, the monitor and all that comes on. When it is set to off, which we're going to do right now, real quick, and yeah, this is going to seem like common sense for those who haven't been following, but keep in mind, we're learning as we go with this stuff. When you turn it to off, and then come over and turn the machine on, the only thing that comes on is the marquee. The monitor stays off. So it's definitely an override switch for the monitor, and it will keep the monitor turned off, deactivated, but only if the monitor is already turned off. If you have it turned on, which I'll do right now, if it's in the on position and the monitor's on, and if you come back here and flip it to off, your monitor will stay on. So the only way to deactivate the monitor completely is by using that button. So the question is, why would they even give us that feature? It just seems kind of weird and odd, right? Like, what is that all about? So more to come on that. It's kind of a weird thing to throw onto this PCB board, but who knows. Picked up this 5-pin MicroUSB to HDMI converter cable. I was doing a whole bunch of plug and play today. I was wondering if, you know, if this thing can't power something like a gamepad or something else, maybe it could be used as an input device instead, and maybe we can convert HDMI to MHL with the 5-pin converter cable there. And maybe, just maybe, I was thinking maybe, and call me crazy, but it was just a thought, maybe if this was turned if this didn't have anything to do with actually powering the monitor, wouldn't it have been cool if this was like to power on and off the actual game itself? And let's say if it was turned off and your cable was plugged in, and let's say you had your Raspberry Pi or something else, kind of like, you know, your classic 8-bit Nintendo or your Xbox, or pretty much anything that would require an HDMI output to a video display. I was thinking maybe it could be used as an input device where you could then connect other devices and play them on your machine. Now that I think would have been a really awesome feature. Talk about modding. You could throw like a Raspberry Pi in your device and then just simply play it on your machine without swapping out monitors and joysticks and all that crazy kind of stuff. I think that would have been a really cool feature for them to add. But I can tell you one thing, I definitely tried it. I even tried thinking maybe we can use it to extend our display, plugged in a monitor. The monitor is plugged in right now, and of course it doesn't detect anything. Tried a couple of monitors. See, auto detect, doesn't find anything. Try that monitor, tried a Dell monitor, one of those, and no luck. I also tried plugging in the HDMI for the the classic Nintendo, and then of course I plugged my Raspberry Pi in here as well, and no luck, fellas. Whether you plug it in before or after the machine's turned on, whether the machine's turned off or on, and you turn on your device that's plugged in, it's not reading it. It doesn't display it on the picture. And then, of course, if the machine here, if the toggle switch is on or off, keep in mind I did all kinds of plug and play, seeing if we could get this to take another input, and that didn't work either. So, hey, we again, we've eliminated more possibilities. We've definitely figured out the toggle switch, what it does. Although why they would even put it in here is beyond me, because if I didn't want my monitor turned on, I would just turn off my arcade machine device. I wouldn't want to have the marquee going and that's it, unless, maybe I'm having a tough time sleeping and could use a nightlight. Anyway, so did that. I got something else I'm going to try when I get back from Vegas if no one else has figured this out. I'm exhausted. I got to go to bed. I got to go to Vegas the next couple days for work. So I got a couple more things I ordered that I'm going to try. This was the quickest thing to try. And you never know, could have worked, but it didn't. At least we figured out one thing, the toggle switch. Still working on the microUSB. Hopefully someone from Arcade1up will finally give us a shout and let us know what it's for. I got to do also, a couple folks have mentioned doing a voltage test. I got to go find my little meter for my days of going to computer school. I got one of them little kits with all those nifty tools in there. I think it's in the garage somewhere. See if we're getting any power. Also got to check the back of the board again, check the bus line, see if there's anything even running to the CPU and all that kind of stuff. At this point, I'm really thinking that this thing just doesn't do anything, but it's there. So it makes me think it does something. But what? Who knows? If someone else figures it out first, tag me, let me know. That way I can not lose sleep at night thinking about this all day. Thanks so much, guys. You have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you in a couple of days.